Did you know that in Minnesota there are more shoreline miles than California, Florida, and Hawaii combined? Yep. Thanks to its 10,000 lakes, Minnesota has more shoreline than any other state in the U.S. In fact, all the shorelines in the entire country combined only have 96,000 miles of shoreline. But Minnesota alone has over 20,000 miles of shoreline. That's more than California, Florida, and Hawaii combined. But how can this be? How can a landlocked state in the middle of the country have more shoreline than states that have coastlines on both the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans? Well, it's all because of these lakes. Minnesota has 10,000 of them, and 5 of those lakes are the largest in the United States. In fact, if you were to remove all the ocean water from all the lakes in Minnesota, the state would still have more shoreline than all the other states combined. Now, it's not just the number of lakes that makes this possible. It's also the depth of these lakes. You see, in order to have a lake, you need 2 things: water and land. The water makes up the lake itself, obviously, and the land is what surrounds it. But when you add depth to the equation, things get interesting. You see, a lake's depth determines how much of its shoreline is actually above or below sea level. For example, if you have a very shallow lake with an average depth of, say, 10 feet, then most of its shoreline will be above sea level. This means that if you were to map out the shoreline, it would look something like this: nice and simple. But now let's take a look at a much deeper lake, say 100 feet deep. As you can see, the shoreline now looks much more jagged. All those nooks, crannies, curves, and edges, they're all caused by the depth of the lake. And this is why Minnesota has so much shoreline. Its lakes are not only numerous, but also incredibly deep, which creates a ton of nooks, crannies, curves, and edges. In fact, if you were to map out all the shorelines in Minnesota, it would look something like this. So yeah, Minnesota may be a landlocked state, but thanks to its 10,000 lakes, it still has more shoreline than any other state in the U.S. Now you know. Hit that like button for more fun facts every day. And remember, keep being awesome.